Take a deep breath. Let your body relax. Focus your mind on the middle of the forehead. Now think strongly. May I be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. May I be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Let this intention cultivate freely in your heart. Let it continuously grow with each breath. May I be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Just think. Sometimes our mind get infected by anger, frustration, fear, anxiety. When our mind get infected by those, our mind becomes sick. We become someone else. Mindful person protect themselves by having protection from those infections. May I be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Now think about other people who's in your life, your family, your friends, people you know, people who work with you. They also get infected by those. They get infected by anger, frustration, fear. It will lead them to become someone else. It will lead them to come to the decisions harmful. So, therefore, just open your heart and generate unconditional love by thinking, may they be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Those who who are in my life. May those who are in my life be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Time to time, our nations, our nation has faced to so many pains, challenges. 15 years ago, almost everybody was engaged with 9/11. It has affected to many people. People died, some people injured, some of them lost their family. Let's think about those who got affected by that event. Also think about those who involved with that painful event, who suffered by it, by knowing and by being blind with the action. May they be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. May they be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Think about all living beings, including you, your family, your friends, people you know and you do not know, those who live near and far, visible and invisible. May all living beings be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. May all living beings be well, happy, skillful, and peaceful. Let these intentions cultivate freely in your mind, in your heart. Let it become your nature. Friendliness, boundless friendliness is your nature. Open your eyes mindfully. Okay. Uh, good to have all of you this morning in meditation, and good to have some people from long distance. Um, any question or any suggestion for discussion? Yes, Dela.
So this is very basic question. Um, so when you instruct students to observing the breath, so what is the breath? How do you observe the breath? What is on the breath that you are observing?
Mm-hmm.
Could you clarify? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, some of you are meditating longer time, few years, maybe 10, 15 or 30, 40 years. Maybe some of you are just starting to practice meditation. But I think this is the question maybe both experienced and inexperienced um, can learn something. Let me approach to this question in two ways. First of all, I like to approach to this question from original teachings. Mm, when Buddha was giving instructions to focus on breath, this is how Buddha described. Um, he said, just sit with a straightened back. And there Buddha was talking about your body and how to prepare from your body and how to prepare from your mind. There are two areas. From your body, you just sit with a straightened back and let go everything. All the prepare from the proper clothing and keep your leg on a crossed legs, back straight. Um, then afterward, play, after placing your body with the sitting posture, you have to find the place where you can feel your breath. But most important thing is you have to be aware on your surrounding. Why? There you have to feel safe. Once when you be aware on your surrounding, you have, after you feel you are safe, then only you can close your eyes. By knowing your surrounding, by knowing you are safe, then you close your eyes. After you close your eyes, you find a place where you can feel your breath. Breath. Even though you are talking about breath, There you are talking about feeling. You feel, breathe in and breathe out. Then you are finding a place where you can feel your breath. And as a meditator, you observe your present breath or present feeling. There now, how do we do from your mind? Some qualities has to be there to practice breathing meditation. Atapi, which is determination. Then sampajano. You have to be aware of your body and this activity, because breath is an activity, but this is an activity which happens without your influence. It happens by itself. Third, satima, which means be mindful. Then with certain discipline, you have to have a certain discipline to practice meditation. If you don't have certain discipline, what would happen? Your mind goes all over. Then your body is not that disciplined to practice meditation. Then you have to have a certain discipline to practice meditation. So as teachers, we always recommend people to drink water before you come to meditation and go to bathroom before you come to meditation, and we ask people to not to bring food into meditation room, keep drinks and food outside the room. So that is how you keep everything away and you prepare, you are ready to practice. By knowing, if you give a chance to your mind to get involved, then your mind always finding way to disturb. Therefore, we are not giving a chance to involve with something else. I have seen often people bring their phone, then you go back and forth to check messages or emails. Therefore, those are the things you better to keep away from you. Now, only that person is ready to observe the breath. When Buddha was giving instructions, and he has mentioned at the end, and he was saying, and as a meditator, when you observe your breath by knowing what is happening to you. Even though when emotion arises, when anger is there, when frustration is there, by knowing this is anger, come back to your breath. By knowing this is frustration, come back to breath. Do not run away from it. Do not run away from anything. Most important part is by knowing what is happening to your body and mind, come back to breath. Don't be blind. So that is how one can practice breath as a meditation. Now, what is happening? Once when you practice meditation in that way, you are helping your mind to calm. Your mind is calming down. So when your mind calms down, your body will calm down. Now, if somebody have unsettled body, that means you are having a unsettled mind. Having a calm body means that person is having calm mind. In ordinary world, people are trying to bring a calm self by having a calm body. But in this way, you will find out you can have a calm body by having calm mind. Those are the instructions on the teachings. But as a meditator, you can investigate your breath. Really, what is the breath? What does breath do to you? What are you, or how are you doing with your own breath? How is your breath right now? Is it calm? Or is it anxious? So is it fast? Breath is the indicator of your mind. It indicates the nature of your mind. When you have a calm breath, that means having calm breath means you are having a calm mind. So as a meditator, you need to find out what is the breath. Breath is a concept. It's a concept for this activity. If you really look closer, if you really look closer onto your breath, you can see there are so many moments in each breath. You are breathing in and breathing out. Even if you look closer into the breath, onto in breath, you will see the beginning of in breath and the middle, then end. The beginning of in breath is a little faster. The middle may be a little calmer. End is more calmer. Then there's a gap in between in breath and out breath. Then out breath begins calm. It flows with the middle. Then end might be much more calm. Then there's a maybe gap. Maybe there's no gap. You will begin to start in breath right after. Maybe in breath can be little bit faster, or intensity is bigger than the out breath. If you really look at yourself, what do you have in each moment? Each moment you have a unique experience. For meditator, there's no really breath. There's no really a breath. It is only a moment of certain experience. As a meditator, you will see nobody is really having this experience of in-breath or out-breath. There are only a moment of certain experience. We call this whole process as a breath. It's a concept which is nobody experiences. You call this whole process as a breath. But as an ordinary person, we will start to observe the breath by thinking we are breathing in and by thinking we are breathing out. Then we'll begin to observe this. So what happened? Once when you observe this breath, then you will begin to say those breath, those moments, those are unique. Sometimes you have a long ones. Sometimes you have a short ones. Sometimes your breath is calm. Then in each moment the beginning, middle and end is calm. Sometimes it's not calm, even you miss your breath. Then you will begin to notice the nature of your mind. Your mind can focus on your breath. Your mind engage with something else. When your mind engage with something else, you are not on your breath. You are somewhere else. Then you gently recognize that. At the beginning, the meditator will not see how your mind go out and how your mind engage with certain things. At the beginning, the meditator will notice about the absence of seeing the breath. You will see, oh, you are thinking something else. Then you bring your attention back onto your breath right away. Sometimes you see the frustration build in. Sometimes you see the anxiety is building in. Sometimes you see how expectation is dragging you down. At that point, the meditator will gently recognizing that, helping you to calm yourself down, and gently you are bringing yourself back onto the breath. So this happens back and forth. That helps you to settle yourself with mindfulness. That helps you to settle yourself with by knowing yourself more. At that point, meditator will settle with the nature of the mind. What is the nature of the mind? The nature of the mind is thinking. Once when meditator know that, meditator will try to merge this breath and the mind. It is merging by itself. So when it merged, then you will have less thoughts. Breath and the mind become one. When it become one, you are just seeing, you are just observing your breath as it is. Just being with the present moment of the breath. Because at that point, meditator will recognize the capacity of the mind. What is the capacity of the mind? It's only one thought at a time. When you are with your breath, you can't engage with something else. When you are on somewhere else, you are not on your breath. So at that point, the meditator will train their mind to be with the present moment of the breath. Which means meditator will find out the losing time. And meditator would say, well, now I meditate little longer time, but I don't know how long I did meditate, but I was observing my breath. But as a result of that, what would happen? Uh, you will not be tired, but you would have a very relaxed time, calm time, and you will have energy after the meditation. You will end up by saying, I had a good meditation. So that would be the beginning. But later, this meditator uh, will be much more aware of the situation. Much meditator would have more awareness. With more awareness, meditator would see clearly what is happening to mind and what is happening with the body, into body. And what is happening, especially what is happening to the breath. And will have the confidence and satisfaction at the end. So that is how somebody is growing with breathing meditation. Now when somebody is growing with the breathing meditation in that way, that person will have more control in mind. That person is gaining the control. That person is gaining the ability to see what is happening in my mind. That would be the result of breathing meditation. So breathing meditation is an exercise. It's a workout. It is workout to shape your mind. Hope I answered your question. Any other questions or thoughts?
I didn't think that you bring the answer to the very, not intermediate, not advanced, but very high level of practicing meditation. I'm only teaching people how to see the impermanence of things, where you're observing the feeling, and you see the pair of body and mind, they change all the time. So that impermanence without your involvement.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes without your involvement. That means that's non-self. That's a great experience.
Yeah, that's also a very good point, because what is happening with the learning of meditation, then you are learning the reality of the life. What is the reality of the life? You can only be with the present breath. Nobody can inhale the last breath, and no one can inhale the future breath. You has to be with this breath. That's the capacity. That's all what you can do. So that is what the meditator will realize. That is what meditator is realizing with the breathing meditation. So now what happened? You cannot hold the breath you have. If you hold the breath you have, you will choke into death. Then you will die. So you have to let it go. You have to let this breath go comfortably. Because by knowing, you can welcome to next breath. So that allow you to realize there's nothing permanent. You don't have to hold anything. Then with each breath, you are having a new life. It's a new moment. You have to let go the past. That is the death. The new breath is a new beginning, is a new life. So birth and death is happening in every moment, just like life starts on another life. So the biggest and deepest thing what we are leading to understand is impermanent. So we cannot hold anything. Therefore, you cannot say this is my breath. And another important thing, think about whatever the air you are having in your lungs right now might be the air was in another person's lung in few minutes ago. And whatever the air you are having in your lungs at this very moment will be in somebody else's lungs in next moment or in another time. So, can you hate anyone? Can you say, I hate you? Because if you hate the person who's front of you, then you are hating that entire person, including that air, will be in your lungs in next moment. Then you are hating yourself. If you know this reality, you will never hate anyone in this world. But if you say, I love you, or if you have love or compassion, boundless love, then you can freely breathe. People who don't have the boundless love, they can breathe. They can breathe freely. So you may get into so many insights like that through breathing meditation. So simply the breathing meditation will help you to realize the reality of life. Well, thank you very much for a good question, and thank you very much for being here today. And may you have a wonderful week and wonderful time. And also I would like to thank for the people who's joining from long distance through internet. And may you have a wonderful time and wonderful week. Thank you very much for being here.